This is about the Magdalen laundries.
Well, I don't know what it's about.
Well, they had a rule in Catholic Ireland that if a woman got, or a young lady got pregnant outside of marriage, they were castigated and put into these mother and babies homes, Magdalen laundries. The Magdalen laundries is, they're an insane place, you know. What they've done to women and children in there is absolutely incredible. Yeah. Anywhere the Magdalen laundries were, it was the same all over the world.
Yeah, it happened in Australia too.
Canada, America, all the British Commonwealth countries.
Yes.
And that's what we're all being controlled by, is this British Commonwealth mentality, jurisdiction, British law, British Commonwealth law.
I agree.
And we end up with all this absolute horror on our hands because the neglect, you know. So as a survivor, I'm saying enough is enough now. You're not having any more. You're not going to be doing this anymore. This has to stop for good. Not swept under the carpet.
Yeah.
Has to be stopped for good. Them doors have to be closed. It won't be stopped otherwise.
Yeah.
Everywhere they go. Australia is absolutely incredible. The unmarked graves over there.
I know.
All over the place. I'm in contact with a few people in Australia. It's absolutely horrific.
Yeah, it's all covered up, but it's starting to come out in Australia now.
Yeah, because it's the survivors that have had to stand up and persistently, you know, push this forward, because the politicians are all wrapped up in it. They're all making money out of this. You know.
But the church was responsible too. They suppressed the women and said they were sinning. They couldn't have the baby and get rid of it and do this. Take it off you and take it off you by force.
That's right.
I had mine taken by force.
Yeah. And you know, in religious terms, you think that to be keeping the family unit together, the mother and child together, as they adorn the mother and child. Yeah, complete, absolute hypocrisy of the highest order.
But you know, his English boyfriend, and he's so he says, "Oh, we're civilised Ireland." I came on a holiday over here to think about getting rid of him. I can't cope with all the things he says, you know. Yeah. And he said, "Oh, the Brits went everywhere and civilised the world." So they still said all the Brits on that were different. They were saying, "Oh, we don't agree with that. They're British, but they didn't agree." So they're not all the same.
No.
Which I was glad to hear, because this other one in Australia, I don't know where he gets his ideas from. He must be very much in the past, or he thinks British civilised Magdalen laundries.
Yeah, it'll come to you. Think to the colour yellow, it'll come to you.
And they were mostly Irish, were they, and British too?
Yeah. Well, it originated really from Brits. There was a few statements made in Westminster by Irish ministers at the time. I think one is Paul Redmond asking that the British government didn't put the Magdalen laundries into this certain act where the Act would have been ensuring that all institutions would be run correctly, and they were putting their argument across that these were poor women that were unfortunate, and so they were all in it together. This is Irish ministers in London knowing quite well what's going on. These women are being made slaves of. Their children are taken from them, sold on. So, you know...
Yeah, my father used to tell me all about that.
Yeah. I mean, the destruction of our nation by the Catholic Church is absolutely incredible.
It's bloody church.
You know, if these people ever turned off the television, they wouldn't know what to do with their lives, to be honest.
All the Catholics, who owns all these cars?
Well, mostly parishioners now that would be attending church.
Big cars, yeah. Yeah. You see, they're not even interested, are they?
No. They'd rather remain in denial, or just be happy to say, well, it's all done now and it's all in the past, and let's move on. Let's have this renewal. But they forget that they can't see the survivors that the church has left behind. Hundreds and hundreds of victims have been silenced by the church and the state not to speak out. And there was ructions there not so long ago when Cardinal Brady was back in the news about...
What's he? Who's he?
Cardinal Brady is this guy down here.
Yeah.
Guy, the picture of him.
Yeah.
He's the Cardinal of all Ireland.
All right.
And he allowed an abusive priest to be out in public society when he knew how dangerous the man was. And not only did he know how dangerous he was, he also knew the addresses of 4 more children that were in danger of this man. And Cardinal Brady didn't say anything.
That happened in Australia too.
Yeah, it happens all over the world.
They just send them to another parish in Australia.
So, I don't know how we came onto that now.
No.
They're pushing for this renewal of the church. You know, and I know in my heart and soul, they can't have it.
No.
Because they're only deceiving these people in here when there's people outside that haven't recovered from their abuse, or their justice hasn't been restored yet.
Well, I wonder what all these people are thinking of all this. They think you're just a lot of fanatics, do they?
Yeah. But the protest is obviously working this week now that no Gardaí have been at the...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been here for over a year and a half protesting.
I think the police here are pretty rough. I've seen a couple down there. I asked them a question. Just asking a question was bad enough. I wanted to know where the ladies were. He said, I just go to the pub. I thought, how rude is that? You come from another country and you say, where's the ladies? And he said, I just go in the pub. And I thought, that's a bit rude.
What planet am I on here?
No, it's very rude all my life. Yeah, we've been brought up with Irish music sessions, Irish dancing, the works. And
you're more Irish than we are.
That's what people say. That's what, because when people leave their country, that happens.
They hold on to it.
Because they feel separated. And coming here has been wonderful, actually. Oh, I'm glad I saw all this today.
Good.
Because there was a lady the other day sitting on the pavement, and she was holding up something about my children.
Yeah.
And I went up to her and I said, what do you mean your children? She said, I've taken my children.
Oh,
I said, what?
Yeah.
She looked like a gypsy. Or something. And I said, do you speak Irish or English? Or she's just pointing to this thing. So she's obviously lost a child recently. And she said, the Catholic Church is not the only thing in the world. Don't believe everything they say. So she warned us. She said, in India at least they're holy, but if they are holy and genuine in a lot of ways. But she said in Australia, she said, it's just money. And I said, really? She said, if you ever go to India, don't go at least until you're 26. Well, I did go.
Yeah.
And I did a Catholic Church for them. She said, well, I was only being an example. I said, surely there's other examples. She said, yes, I realise it now, but we didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Coming from small places like Connemara or somewhere. Oh, not Connemara, Donegal.
Yeah.
I love that as a country, all right.
Yeah.
And it's just standing there and I thought, here we go again, we've got to deal with all these Catholics.
Yeah.
But they weren't too bad there. They weren't too bad. We didn't get into it.
That's just the church's influence, having them statues there. I mean, these people don't obviously, read the Bible. They totally depend on everything that they say and do.
We were told not to read it at school.
Yeah,
That you're not
they don't want you knowing
No.
the reality.
Only the catechism.
One of the commandments is thou shalt have no gods before me.
That's right.
And these statues are gods before.
Of course they are.
Yeah, and
Exactly. Just like in
try
any
telling
other...
them, you know, even on simple hypocrisies like that.
I know. It's they can't get it through. It's like such a dependence. It's been a long time getting here, and I finally got here. And
Elated.
I'm glad I found all this.
Good, yeah.
A good yarn when I get back. All right, good talking to you.
Okay, and sorry, your name?
Joan.
John. Lovely to meet you, John. Thank you very
Hey,
much
Joan.
for talking.
My parents named me after Joan of Arc,
Yeah.
and I've had to live up to it terribly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your stay while you're here.
I will. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Is that sweet enough?
Yeah.
Is it too sweet?
No, it's sweet enough.
Six, isn't it?
Is there? That'll do the job. You don't hear me complaining.
There's only about a quarter of a teaspoon in those. There's definitely not half.
No.